Between June 23rd and 30, the world is not just turning a page, it's exhaling something ancient. The air feels the same, the sky looks familiar, but somewhere just beneath what the eye can see, a vibrational current is shifting. This isn't simply a week, this is a sacred corridor, a space where timelines tremble and unseen frequencies pass from one hand to another. You may not fully understand why you've been waking up with a strange tightness in your chest, or why time has been stretching and folding like soft fabric. Long moments, fleeting hours. Why a memory from years ago is suddenly loud again. Why you feel like you're waiting, even though nothing in your life seems to be about to begin. These are not random disturbances. This is a transfer of light architecture, not in the sky but inside you. This week, Earth's deeper systems are adjusting. You are being aligned not with an event but with a future version of yourself. And the shift is so quiet, so subtle, it disguises itself as fatigue, as déjà vu, as forgetfulness or emotion. But beneath it all is code, soft, silent, ancient code, being laid down, being remembered. You may feel like you've outgrown something, but can't name it. Like your skin doesn't fit the same way. You may crave solitude or fresh air more than usual. This is your system clearing space, preparing for July's frequency, which is no longer compatible with what you've been carrying. And here's the strange beauty of this week. Everything may feel uneventful, but internally you are being restructured. Foundations are rebalancing. The future is already making contact. It's not speaking in words but in energy. A soft pulse inside your chest, a sensation behind the eyes, a sigh that feels older than this lifetime. You might find yourself returning to old places in your mind. Not to dwell but to retrieve something, a lost part, a truth you're ready to carry again. This isn't regression, it's soul archaeology. Digging through timelines not to escape, but to gather what is still alive. As the days inch toward July, you may feel reality shimmer, conversations may carry hidden meanings. Numbers, sounds, the way light falls. Everything feels just a little more alive. The veil between what is and what wants to be is paper thin right now. And you are walking the scene. Some will feel this as restlessness, others as a deep peace. A few as grief with no clear source. These are symptoms of emergence. Your multi-dimensional self preparing to meet the moment. And in this meeting, nothing about you needs to be fixed, only revealed. You are not broken, you are not behind, you are blooming on a timeline that was always yours. But timelines, like doors, sometimes only open in silence. That's why you may feel the call to be still. To pull back, to listen without needing to understand. Because this isn't a week for planning, it's a week for receiving. Let your body be your compass. If you feel tired, rest. If you feel like moving, move. If you feel tears rising for no reason, let them fall. You are not malfunctioning, you are recalibrating. Old patterns are being flushed from your nervous system, thought loops are dissolving. Your physical and energetic centers are softening, stretching, preparing. You may feel sensitive to noise, to time, to pressure. But this sensitivity is not weakness, it is attunement. You are tuning into frequencies your conscious mind hasn't yet mapped, but your heart already knows. Your cells remember, this final stretch of June is not a countdown, it's an activation. By the time July arrives, you won't just be walking into a new month, you'll be stepping into a new version of yourself. One that no longer fits inside the old decisions, the old dynamics, the old fears, but you don't need to rush. This handover is not a test, it's a passage. You are being gently carried across, even if your mind feels unsure. There is an intelligence at work now, that is greater than clarity, it is alignment. And alignment rarely comes with answers, it comes with knowing. A feeling in your body that says, I am exactly where I need to be, even if I don't yet know why. So breathe, stay close to what is real, drink more water, touch the earth, speak less if you need to. Sleep longer if you can, let this frequency land in you like a poem without words. You are not meant to understand everything, you are meant to feel it, and trust that what's arriving is not just the next chapter, it's the version of reality your soul has waited lifetimes to meet. and you're already walking through the door. Send your message by writing 777 in the comments. This number is not just a number, it is a high-frequency symbol in this universe. As a conscious being, it is no coincidence that you are reading these lines right now. 777 is a sign for those who are opening the door to a new reality. If you are here, it means you have been called to this passage. The passage you are currently going through is not just an energy surge, it is the gradual dissolution of excesses within your frequency, the purification of your vibrations, and the preparation of your soul to become lighter. As the complex becomes simpler, you will be able to see more clearly what belongs to you, and what is already dissolved and gone. Within this simplification, a touch of loneliness may emerge, accompanied by an undefined longing. However, that emptiness does not signify the absence of something but rather the birth of something new. One morning you will wake up, the world will look familiar, but you will have changed, your thoughts have softened, your heart is more open, your body is not heavier but more grounded. This new sensation is the silent sign of energetic alignment. You now resonate in harmony with the world's melody, and as this resonance shifts, you notice that everything around you is shifting as well. Some faces are moving away, others are drawn to you effortlessly, your old desires are fading, and deeper inclinations are rising in their place, because energy always speaks the truth. When you change, the universe changes and realigns itself with you. This difference becomes even clearer with the first days of July. Even though your mind wants to cling to the old out of habit, your heart is now keeping time to a different song. The heart knows best how to let go with a tear or a silent smile. Each time with a flow that frees you. The world is changing, not just geologically but energetically as well. And you are no longer an observer from the outside, but an active part of the system. That indescribable feeling you have inside is why. Something is calling you, but the voice is not coming from outside. That call is coming from much deeper within, from a place even older than the you that came before. As the Arcturian messages say, this is an active code exchange. It is not just information but light embedded in frequency that is being transmitted, and this light visits the body before it visits the mind. Sometimes it settles in your stomach, sometimes it touches your heart, sometimes it rises to your throat, but never turns into words, because some information cannot be explained, it can only be felt. So don't suppress the tears streaming from your eyes these days. Don't suppress the restlessness that rises silently at night. Don't belittle the love that suddenly shines in your heart. All of these are vibration carriers preparing you for the approaching frequency. Moments that defy explanation may envelop you. A few seconds shared with a stranger may feel like a lifetime of knowledge, because this reality is now layered, and every touch carries an invisible message, and you are now the carrier of that message as well. You will feel this even more when July arrives. Many issues that once weighed you down will now give way to lightness. Your feelings toward some people will change, and some dreams will quietly fade away, but this is not a loss, it is an alignment. You are no longer living according to the outside world but according to your essence. Finding that essence was not easy, it came with patience, tears, and deep silence, but now that essence breathes the same breath as your life. The world's new codes have already begun to work within your body. Your nervous system is no longer on high alert like before, it now operates with a softer, deeper rhythm. Your energy body needs less defense and more flow. It is no longer struggle but acceptance that propels you forward. So pay attention to your body, how you breathe, how you drink water, where you step as you walk. All of these either give you energy or take it away from you. These small realizations keep you centered, but this center is no longer just balance, it is inner truth. This new phase brings not only peace but also inspiration. If you have been wanting to create lately, to write, draw, touch, tell stories, know that this is a sign that your inner system is opening up, and this inspiration is not just an idea, it is the light itself. Because you are not just a witness to this transition, you are its vibrational representative. This change is not coming to make you stronger, it is coming to return you to your authentic self. The truth now wants to be seen, it no longer wants to hide inside or outside. Because July will be the month of remembrance, and as you remember yourself, the world will remember you too. Now move forward more quietly, more gently, more attentively. Focus on the vibration, not the noise. Turn to feelings, not answers. because the answers were already within you. Now you are simply learning to hear their voice, and that voice is calling you to a place you have never been, but have always belonged to. And as that emptiness begins to fill, the first thing you will notice is that there is nothing left to fill, because that space is filled not with the new, but with the real. That real is like a frequency that has always been within you, but has been waiting to find its voice in silence, like the beating of your heart, like the first breath of your soul. The decrease in mental noise toward the end of June becomes a cleansing that quietly opens the doors to July. Thoughts still come and go, but you no longer feel the need to cling to every thought, because you realize some thoughts were not carrying you, you were carrying them. And when you let them go, what remains is not just emptiness, lightness is born. Within this lightness comes clarity. Clarity is not a decision, it is not an explanation, it is more like an inner stance. You may not know what to do, but you know very well what not to do, and that is enough. Because the true direction sometimes moves not outward but toward silence. Some decisions no longer require effort, because resistance has dissolved. When spiritual alignment begins, answers flow not through the mind but through the body, heart, and intuition. So you no longer need to think long and hard to know that something is right. It touches you, resonates with you, and this resonance is not limited to your inner world. Your relationships with others also change according to this new frequency. Some bonds quietly dissolve, while others deepen at unexpected moments. These separations are not rejections, they are partings of the ways, just as two rivers flow from the same source but into different seas. During this period, people who understand you, who look into your eyes and feel as if they have known you before, may appear. These people are not random, they are energetic matches who are passing through the same heart as you under this new light. And these bonds are different from old relationships. They do not ask anything of you, they only remind you. You may feel sadness when your paths part with some people, but this sadness is not an end, it is a transition, because you are no longer the person you once were, and this new version of yourself no longer fits into certain roles. Therefore, letting go is not forgetting, it is honoring, it is closing the story with gratitude and releasing the path with love. Older people in particular may feel this period more deeply. Regrets about the past no longer gnaw at them, they simply exist with acceptance. Achievements lose their importance and give way to peace. This is not a loss, it is a true realignment. As the soul lightens, new spaces open up in the body. When you wake up, you may feel a broader, more open energy. Deep breaths no longer come from the lungs, they seem to pass through the heart. And with each breath, you feel yourself getting a little closer to yourself. Some mornings, you wake up feeling peaceful for no reason. Some evenings, a tear rolls down your cheek for no reason. These are moments when your soul responds to a new vibration. It is no longer the mind that speaks, but energy. And this conversation is silent, but it says a lot. The rhythm you've grown accustomed to is changing. Though time still seems to flow in the same way, your relationship with it is transforming. Things that once caused you anxiety now become mere observations. You're learning to feel instead of react, to flow instead of resist. In this new flow, life does not force you. Life calls you, and that call comes from within. Not to take a step, but to stop, because true transformation arises not from progress, but from deep awareness. As July approaches, this grounding will be complete. The new moon will not mark the beginning of a new cycle, it will mark the beginning of a new you. And this new you will be the fruit of an inner encounter, not an external goal. You will no longer walk to arrive, but to be. The search will not end, but its direction will change. Because you will no longer seek outside, but within. And what you find within will create new realities outside. That is why this period is not an end, but a passage. When the mind is silent, the heart speaks. When the heart speaks, the soul remembers. When the soul remembers, the world changes. And now, the world is preparing for your remembrance. And here we are on the threshold of July, behind the quietly closing doors of the past. A new reality awaits you, one you cannot yet name but feel in your heart. Right now, this newness may seem like nothing more than an intuition, a vibration, but very soon it will form the foundation of your entire life. Because as the old timeline slowly recedes, A new flow of consciousness is beginning to make itself known. And this awakening is not just within you, it is happening in the fabric of the world. The planet has begun to receive the light of the galactic center. Beyond the sky, in a depth we cannot see with the naked eye, the heart of our galaxy is awakening once more. Scientists call this high-energy explosions, but those who sense it intuitively describe it differently, like a warmth not from a source but from infinity, like a brightness that does not burn but awakens. This is not a fantasy, this is cosmic timing. The light from the galactic center touches not only space but also your inner space. It is felt not with the mind but with the soul. This light is not a flood but a key. It does not force open doors. It gently opens only those that are ready. Therefore, pay attention to the inner voices that come to you these days. Sudden bursts of awareness, fragments of memories from past lives, or places and people you have never seen before but feel as if you have known for years. None of these are coincidences. These are your spiritual memory becoming active again. Old souls in particular respond more quickly to this light, because they have walked this world many times, passed through many gateways. The traces they carry in their spiritual DNA begin to shine again with this cosmic touch. You suddenly remember feelings, feel like you recognize places you have never been to. This is not just your mental memory speaking, but your universal memory. This cosmic light is seen not with the eyes but with the heart, and its effect is growing, not with its brilliance but with its depth. It comes to illuminate places that have been quietly waiting inside for a long time. And when this light brings you the urge to cry, it is not a tear of pain but a tear of recognition. July will change your perception of time as you know it. Time will no longer be measured by clocks and calendars. It will be measured by your inner experience. Days will either stretch out endlessly or pass in the blink of an eye. This is not forgetfulness, but a shift in time. July will show you that time flows in two directions, one earthly, one spiritual, and you will feel both. During this period, you may feel as if you are living in two realities. In one, everything moves quickly, while in the other, time almost stands still. And both are true. In this new flow of time, there is no such thing as being late or being early. There is only harmony. And when you are in harmony, everything flows with you. You will sense some people's presence before they arrive. You will sense the traces of some events before they occur. You will realize that the words you spoke in the past were actually signs for the future. This is not confusion, it is your soul stepping outside of linear time, and your body. Yes, your body is also preparing for this process. This is not just a mental or emotional transformation, it is a reprogramming at the cellular level. DNA is being restructured to hold more light. Science believes DNA is fixed, yet the universe knows it as a living intelligence responsive to light, intention and love. This preparation, which began at the DNA level in the last week of June, will activate in July. This growth does not occur through struggle, but through intuition. Perhaps new limbs will not grow, but the potential you carry within you will begin to awaken. Because this body was created to carry a higher consciousness, it just needed to remember. And now, the time to remember has come. This light is not coming to change you, but to return you to yourself, to remind you of what has been forgotten, to gently bring what has been suppressed to the surface, and to awaken the sacred frequency hidden within everything. This is what the light does, it gently brings you back to who you are. That is why July is not just a month, it is a threshold. A passage, the place where a new timeline is born, and you are not alone in this passage. You are now in a rhythm that beats with the heart of the world. All you have to do is stop, listen, feel, and trust, because this new light does not just illuminate the path, it also transforms you into the path to be walked. And now, the light has begun to settle. But this is not a sudden blinding brightness, it is a wisdom without words, gently spreading through the deepest layers of your body. Perhaps you wake up in the morning feeling tired. Perhaps there are faint aches in parts of your body that are unaccustomed to this, pains you cannot explain. But this is not a collapse, it is a recalibration. Your body is functioning like a frequency tuner. It is tuning out old stations and moving toward a new vibration. That's why you sometimes feel the need for more water than usual, or sudden silence. Sometimes you feel like crying for no reason. Sometimes you just want to look at the sky and be silent. Don't suppress any of these feelings, because these symptoms indicate that your system is breaking free from old patterns, making room for a finer, more accurate energy. This restructuring does not come from outside, it comes from within. It is not loud, but whispered, and those who feel it most are those who see life most deeply, those who have lived for many years and experienced many emotions, because they know real change comes with silence. And this new energy brings clarity, not youth. The body is no longer working just to live, but to awaken. A new knowledge is awakening in your muscles, nerves, and at the DNA level. This knowledge has always been with you, but now it is opening up for the first time. That's why your diet may change. Your desire to distance yourself from people may increase. Moving, going out into nature, or simply closing your eyes and turning inward. All of these are natural responses of your body to the increasing light. And this light triggers not only physical change, but also your spiritual memory. Your dreams may be more vivid, more symbolic, or more intense these days. Sometimes, even if you don't remember the details of your dream, when you wake up in the morning, that feeling, that trace, remains in your body. This is not just a reflection of your subconscious, it is the opening of your soul's memory, that unfamiliar face you saw, that city you didn't recognize, that symbol you couldn't make sense of. Perhaps it's a trace from a past life. Perhaps it's information flowing to you from the memory carried by your ancestors. A sentence spoken to you in your dream may unfold in an event a week later. This is no coincidence. It is the bridge built between you and the information being transmitted. Especially older souls feel these dream codes more quickly and deeply, because these energies have already been active many times within their life space. Perhaps a tree you touched during a childhood vacation is calling you again today. Perhaps a feeling you didn't understand at the time now falls into place. Because the world is currently awakening, not only physically, but also energetically. The sacred lines beneath the earth are coming back to life. Places that are invisible on maps, but felt in the heart, are beginning to vibrate. Sometimes under a tree, sometimes by a small water source, you may feel an unfamiliar pull. This is not random. It is the world's memory calling you back. Hidden energetic gateways are awakening. Simply being there is enough. You don't need to perform a ritual or say anything. Sit quietly, listen, feel what the earth is whispering to you. Because these points will become the centers of the new communication network the world is establishing with you. In July, these areas will transform into transformers. Whatever feeling you touch them with will spread throughout your entire system. If the earth is calling you, ask yourself this question: what does it want from me? Perhaps you will find the answer, not in a word, but in a silence, a stance, a wait. Because silence is now becoming the language of the new age. Silence is not emptiness, it is wisdom. Have you noticed the weight of words in recent days? Some sentences feel heavy, some conversations feel exhausting. This is not mental fatigue, it is vibrational disharmony, because you now want to hear another language, to connect with another energy. And this language is born from silence. Silence is no longer something to escape from, it is a door to enter. Inside, there is no fear, only answers. You will hear what noise cannot solve, and what you hear will take you not from the outside world, but from your inner world. So as July approaches, the greatest preparation you can make is this: slow down, listen, observe, and realize the world is now speaking to you, but not with words, with vibrations. A new time, a new body, a new memory is forming, and you are a living part of all this. And now, this silence and vibration shift is taking you toward 5D energy, not just a mental elevation, but a complete reset of your consciousness field. By shedding your physical, emotional, and mental layers, you are transitioning to a new level where your soul can breathe in peace. In this energy age, what the eye can see and the mind can comprehend is limited, because true change begins in the deepest cells of the body. The frequency shift you are experiencing breaks down the old patterns of your mind and connects you to a higher light. This is not based on the familiar scenarios of the past. It is a creative, free, and deeply original state of being, in which you reconnect with your true self. This restructuring is not merely a system update, it is the process of consciousness being reborn. The age of humanity is ending, and the age of inner spirituality is beginning. During this period, what you experience may be faster and clearer than anything your mind calls growth. One morning you wake up, and you are no longer in the same thought you were thinking. Instead of making a decision, it becomes hearing the right one, and this is because you are no longer listening to your mind, but to your soul, and the soul always makes you feel what is right. This 5D frequency you have reached is not only about new energies, it is also about the elevation of collective consciousness. It goes beyond individual transformation. Together with other souls that resonate with you, a collective awakening begins. You no longer have to walk alone. Your paths will cross with others who have those luminous eyes. Even in silence, you will recognize each other not by sound, but by frequency. Know that the inner reset process reopens delayed maps of consciousness. Your level of consciousness is reactivated. This means that new doors are opening in your energy body. Your energy centers, your chakras, close old chapters, and open new pages of you. On these pages, it is written that you can be understood without speaking, felt without being seen, exist without needing to exist. During this period, expressions of discovery occur between your body and spirit. Breath is not just oxygen, it becomes a universal breath. The heart does not just beat, it vibrates with love. The mind opens up to feeling rather than thinking. Doors rise instead of walls. Doors of freedom are seen, instead of fears. It is important to fully sense yourself during this time of reset. If you simply close your eyes and breathe, you will know how deeply you have gone. You can learn from every moment you pause while observing your breath. Because this period is not only to make your existence valuable, it is to reintegrate you into the source of existence. And yes, this process can sometimes make you feel alone. Because you no longer listen to the same voices, you no longer respond to the same frequencies. But this loneliness is for you to reconnect with your own light. As the darkness passes, the light finds only you. It must leave you alone before it leaves you. The most beautiful aspect of this reset is this: there is no longer the burden of creating another scenario. Because you already remember that you are the creator, you carry not the old fears from the subconscious, but the signatures of your true self that have transcended those fears. Your very existence now creates its own wavelength. This wave is what makes you who you are. This solidifies when July arrives. A new world of consciousness, filled with the manifestations of enlightenment, awaits you. And in this world, the most valuable gift of each day is your experience of ascension. Being aware of every moment you breathe is the greatest discovery that defines you. So now, stop, feel, notice, because now you have walked to the point where the light has reset.